Who's going to let the beard know that New York City strip clubs are trash? Who's going to be the one to tell him? It's going to be KD? It's Kai? Kai going to tell him? Kai Irvin? Who's going to let him know? I mean, I'm just saying that from personal experience, and I'm not even the strip club guy like that. But when I did go to strip clubs, I wasn't that impressed here up in New York. So if the strip club king of Houston thinks he's going to come here and keep that same energy, he's going to learn fast. I mean, he's going to have to investigate the underground joints. The underground strip clubs are hit or miss, but those aren't usually strip clubs. Usually a lot more going on than just strip clubs. But anyway, the beard is on his way. The beard is on his way to BK. He's going to be up in Barclays, Buddha belly and all, is going to be on his way to BK. What do we make of this trade? This trade has become super polarizing. Like, I was on Clubhouse heavy yesterday after this trade news. Rooms were popping up all over the place. And, I'm on Clubhouse. If you do that, TheeSamd, same thing on everywhere else, the Sam D. And, we had a room for about 3 hours going in about different things, but we let off talking basketball. And this trade is so polarizing. Either you're a believer in the star power and the firepower of putting the Beard, Kai Irving, and Slim Reaper all together. Or you're on the other side of, yo, bruh, they can't play no fucking defense. How the hell are they going to mesh together with no training camp? They have no cohesion. Kai Irving is recently going full Kai Irving. So how the hell is this going to work? And that's why we love this shit, right? That's why we love, because you don't even need to do any fake takes. You don't need to imagine a debate or curate a debate. It's just a natural debate. This fucking trade is so polarizing. It's so stark. It's literally choose your side. Are you pro this trade or are you anti this trade? And if you're new to this podcast, welcome. We talks lots of shit on this podcast. Please go back and check the archives. But I'm a defense guy. As much as I love firepower, as much as I love offense and what that does, and it's great in a regular season, when the postseason comes around, rotations shrink, as we've talked about. Last year, people forgot about that part of basketball and thought the Clippers with a 10-man thing were going to run through the West, and we saw what happened there. Rotations get shrunken. Defense gets amplified. You're not going to get the 100-plus possessions that you're expected to get. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing where each possession is valued. Each possession is crucial. Therefore, the people that are on the floor have to have the acumen, have to have the skill set, have to have the awareness of knowing their role to keep this thing rolling. And I will ask this general question. I know it's early because the shit just happened last night. But do you think in any type of capacity, by playoff time, there's going to be defined roles for Kai Irving, Slim Reaper, and the Beard? And do you think Steve Nash, who hasn't really shown too much in terms of a coaching style or philosophy at this point, with the help of his man D'Antoni and Stat, do you think any one of those three in the coaching staff are going to have the moxie, the acumen, to be able to identify what these three dudes should do? I mean, seriously, can we talk about the fact that the Beard had to go running back to D'Antoni? I mean, imagine that. The main factor in the Beard wanting out is because there was no one there left to coddle him. You know, he has single-handedly gotten Kevin McHale up out of there, Dwight Howard up out of there. He got the point fraud up out of there, Russie, Melo, all of them have been jettisoned because of the Beard. But then Mooring and D'Antoni left. Now the cupboard is extremely bare. Now the cover is lifted off. Now when you come into camp, 15, 20 pounds overweight, and it's visible, there's no hiding that anymore. You don't have control over the roster like you once thought now. Now you're literally just a player. Allegedly the best player, but now strictly just a player. Mans had to go running back to Mike D'Antoni of all people to feel comfortable. Imagine the insecurity. Imagine the self-esteem. Like, these are real things here. Yes, we can look at it from just a basketball perspective, and like I said, it's polarizing and all of that. But look at the fact that the Beard had to go running back to Mike D'Antoni just to feel like he could play basketball again. To play basketball he feels is noteworthy, or probably his style of basketball. So why would you think this deal is going to be great for the Nets if James Harden's sole purpose is to get back under D'Antoni so he can get back to playing James Harden style basketball? What makes you think Kevin Durant, Slim Reaper, and Kai Irvin are here for that? I mean, there's been reports out the gate that Kai Irvin wanted no parts of Steve Nash, but KD did. So KD overruled the whole shit. That's fine. But now with D'Antoni here and the Beard coming, I think, primarily because of D'Antoni, if you're Kai Irvin, who got your back? DeAndre? We riding with that? This is layered, man. And that's why this whole thing has made, look, I said it in the preview pod a few weeks ago that the Nets are must-see basketball on and off the court. And this is just adding on to that. Because this shit right here is going to be wild. When you look at what the Beard can do when he has the ball, it's 25 dribbles per possession. When Kyrie has the ball and Kyrie's cooking, it's 30 dribbles per possession. And KD, when he wants to fuck around, he can get into that 15 dribble per possession thing. What the fuck? How is this going to work? Talent-wise, yes, they should, I won't say walk through the East, but they should definitely be in the mix for the Eastern Conference Finals. Like that should be, they should have one of those slots confirmed now. Now the question of depth is now a thing. Dinwiddie's gone. Now LeVert is actually gone. Jared Allen, Taurean Prince, Curricks, all these dudes are gone. That becomes a problem. Because when you look at who's remaining, you're looking at what? TLC, Jeff Green. Good Lord, who else is actually on that bench? That's all I got off the top of my head. But from a depth perspective, now they need to go get more bodies. And it's wild because this pod originally was going to be about mostly Kai Irving and how he's pulling up on Zooms with Cynthia Nixon. But now if you're Kai Irving, I mean, look, he got caught out there with he's been out in the streets, maskless. He went to a birthday party, allegedly maybe his sister's birthday party or somebody close to his sister, a family birthday party. He was caught dancing on video with his sister with no mask. So that violates the NBA protocols with COVID and social distancing and all that nonsense. So that's why he's been that's why he's been AWOL. Or it could just be Kai Irving being Kai Irving. I love the name Kai Irving, by the way. I love the fact that he pulled up on the Zoom, on a Zoom that was going to be a mix of luminaries, celebrities, and non-celebrities, and tried to get it off that he's not Kyrie Irving, but Kai Irving. Love it. There comes a point in time where the Beard is going to have to be accountable, right? Like Kevin Durant looks to be back to Kevin Durant, or at least the closest he's going to get to looking like Kevin Durant this year. Like what I said, he was like 85% a couple pods ago. Yeah, he might be itching up to 90. He was cooking the other night, brought that team back, and they got a dub when they were down big. So he looks to be close to what he is. They're going to have to incorporate the Beard, who's clearly out of shape, and Kai Irving whenever he gets off, the Rona protocols and feels like playing. That's going to take time. And the Nets are already tricking off games because of COVID stuff and because of injuries already. So how many wins can they really get? Like there was talk of them being in the mix for a top 3 seed. I don't know if they can even get that, which might help them because they might get set up for an easy dub in the playoffs. They might luck into a 4-5 type matchup. Because as things stand now, it's hard to imagine this team going on a run where they run off, 18 out of 20 and get dubs. It's hard to imagine because 2 out of this new big 3 have significant shit going on. So Slim Reaper is going to have to take on a lot of this, bruh. He's going to have to get into this MVP bag. That's what he's going to have to do. KD's going to have to morph into an MVP and go crazy for like the next month and a half, at least. The next 6 weeks, KD's got to be on one. He has to be. Because this team's going to be shorthanded. This team's going to be trying to work in new players, new superstar players, new ball-dominant players. KD's going to earn his money this year. He got a free bag last year, being able to rehab and get his body right. He going to earn every penny this year.